Okay, this is the debrief for 1216 Cameron Lane. I've taken about 90 pictures here. I've got several videos also, so we're going to go through all that stuff. Now, the report's not going to contain all this stuff. Some of the stuff in here, of these 90 pictures are things just for my use. Some of them are defects. Some of them are here for talking points. So there won't be 90 pictures in the report. There'll still be a lot, but this video will contain everything, but the actual report will only contain the things that I found as defects that we want to take action on. So first picture here is just a picture of the front of the house. Nothing necessarily wrong. That's just for the title page of the report. This is your water meter here. This little, you can't see it in this picture, there's dirt there. This little gauge here called a low flow indicator, and that's how we check for supply leaks. So one of the very first things I do is go to that meter and stare at that low flow indicator for a few minutes to see if it's got any kind of movement. So if everything in the house is off, it should be sitting completely still. Once in a while you'll vacillate back and forth, and that's fine as long as it's not moving in the same direction. This is also how you can verify drip irrigation in your sprinkler system. This is the location of this, of the shutoff and the meter. This will be in the report. This is your double check valve for your sprinkler system. This is just to show you the location, which is right near the meter hole, and that will not be in the report. First thing I saw on the roof is a vent here that looks like it's got damage to it. So probably at some point, probably prior to this roof, the roof looks fairly new. Did they disclose the age of the roof?
Last year.
Yeah, it looks very new. Probably damage from tree branches or something. So that just needs to be repaired. That's a minor repair. That's where it's located up front there. This is below the fresh air intake vent hood for the fireplace, and you can see there's a big hole here. So we don't want any holes in the exterior of the house. That's where you can get rodents and insects into the house, and even though it's covered by this vent hood, you could get wind-driven rains into there.
That's up on the roof.
Yeah, that's on the fireplace stack. Yep, I'll show you where that's at here. Right here. So that hole needs to be repaired. Some of the wood looks like it's getting a little bit of dry rot to it. Most of it is in pretty good shape, but there's a little bit of dry rot, so somebody needs to get up there, and some of these boards probably just need to be replaced. That's, again, that's a pretty minor repair. Mainly on this side, too. This is actually a video of the roof, so people are always asking about the roof, what's the roof look like? So now I'm starting to take a video of the roof. So I inspect it, and then I walk around and video the entire roof so you can see the condition of the roof and kind of get a feel of what it's like up there. This is not very long, 2 or 3 minutes.
Hole on the chimney there. Looks like it's rodent, squirrel.
Probably.
Right?
Yeah, probably. It could have been. It could have been a tree branch. It could have been a tree branch at some point that was rubbing up and underneath it. It's a pretty good sized hole.
So we got tenants in the house.
I didn't see any droppings in the attic, so I didn't see any rodent droppings
Maybe it's
anywhere.
a clean one.
Maybe it's a clean rodent. That's possible.
They learn to go outside.
Yeah. So that's a little video there. This is some vegetation that's touching the roof. Now you do want to have this trimmed away. That's going to damage the roof over time. This is your air condenser, air conditioning condenser. This is the manufacturer's label. This is really just for me to check the main breaker, which is a 60, so it has to be no higher than a 60 amp breaker and no lower than a 37.
When was it put in?
It was installed in, this picture doesn't have the date. The date is up here. We can go out and look at it though, before we leave. It looks fairly new. This is a corner compression crack right here. This is not structural, it's just cosmetic. Just needs to be sealed up with some epoxy or silica or some type of sealant. That's where it's located right there. You do have quite a bit of vegetation that's close to the structure. If you're doing a VA loan or FHA loan, any contact with vegetation or high soil, they're going to want that likely going to want that remediated. If you're doing a conventional loan or paying cash, then it doesn't matter.
From the house. Trim it.
Yeah, trim it away from the house.
Okay.
No contact with the structure, and no high soil. Like here, there's high soil, and then here high soil. Here you can see the foundation. So we want to be they want 6 inches. I don't expect that, but if I can see a couple inches of the foundation where I could look for what are called shelter tubes to look for termites, then that's good. So I did not find any termites, and I didn't find any stickers showing that there were any past treatments. There is an inspection sticker under there showing they did an inspection, and there is a bait station on that side of the house. So that may be preventative, or there was something that happened in the past, even prior to this owner. So just want to question the owner. So the home inspector noticed the bait station, and has there been any activity? Just want to have them disclose anything. That's just the location of those two spots there and there. This is the water pressure. It's about a little bit above 70, actually about 75. The range is 40 to 80, so 70 is good, 75 is good. Again, this is heavy vegetation touching the structure. That needs to be trimmed away because it will damage the structure and conducive condition for termites. This is a corner pop. This is what that other side compression crack can become, where actually the piece breaks off. Still not structural. Neither one of those are structural. They're just cosmetic.
So how do you patch it?
You go to Home Depot and just get some Quickcrete.
Quickcrete.
Yeah.
Mix it up?
Yeah, it's already mixed. It's comes in a prepackaged thing. You just get a bucket of that and just scoop it out almost like putty it.
Get a trowel and put it up.
Basically. Okay. Yeah, if it's a really big piece that pops off, you can get form boards and put it in there and then pour cement in there. Just make sure that when you do it, you clean this area real good, like with a wire brush. You don't want any dirt on there, because if you try to apply adhesive, it's not going to stick.
Okay.
This is also the bait station right here.
What?
This is still what's called a bait station. So
termites?
For termites. So
bait.
Bait station. Yeah. So they put if they think they have termites or they've had termites, they put this in the ground with a piece of wood in there, and then every 2 or 3 months they come back and check that wood to see if the termites are eating it. If they're eating it, they put a chemical in there, and then they come back and eat the chemical, and theoretically they die. Not the best way to treat termites, but it's very popular. Another thing here, these are exposed post-tension cables here. You've got several of them here, all along, basically along, that's just another bait station. Keep on going here. These are all these exposed cables. All along this one side of the house here, you've got exposed post-tension cables. Now, right now, they're just cosmetic, but you can use Quikrete to cover these too. But again, you want to clean out all the debris. If you ignore them over years, they can cause foundation problems. At this point right now, they're just cosmetic. Patch them up with Quikrete and then just monitor them, and you should be fine. I have seen complete corners of the houses break off because these cables have rusted through so badly that the corner of the house breaks off. That takes a long, long time. This is what's called a parge coat that's breaking off here. In this case, it's just cosmetic. They didn't do the brick ledge properly on the foundation, so the bricks were cantilevering over. So they use parge coats for most of them. It's for cosmetic, but sometimes to support the foundation, the bricks. So this is just really cosmetic.
Quikrete again.
A Quikrete again. Yep. And you want to. Most of this is pretty loose. So I'll go through and in fact I just hit that with my foot and it broke off. Okay. So just break it off and then clean the area real good, and then you can put cement on there.
All right.
This is, if you can tell, this is your grounding rod right here. Mm-hmm. It's deteriorated.
Are we on that side?
That's on that side.
This side.
Yeah, on the west side. Yeah. So you need a new grounding rod. This is something you're definitely going to want to get.
Report?
Yeah, this will be in the report. Yep. And that's where it's located right there. So those rods do deteriorate over time. In the report, it's going to have a comment stating that there were many items in the garage and I could not inspect everything in the garage. It will go on to say you need to just ask the homeowner. So the inspector said there's a bunch of stuff in the garage. Is there anything hidden that he couldn't see? Again, we just want them to disclose that. Like, probably nothing hidden back there. These 3 areas here, but you've got corkboard here. So again, I don't know if there's a giant hole there or a mold or whatever, but likely not. I didn't test the GFC in the garage because it's connected to the refrigerator. And sometimes when you test these, they can become defective. And then since I don't have any with me, I can't install a new one. Everything in the refrigerator will go bad. So I didn't test that. That's just to let you know it wasn't tested. This is inside the panel box. They're doing something inside the electrical panel box, which is here. Mm-hmm. Right here, you'll see where they've got. You see the 2 wires going to this one location. Mm-hmm. 2 wires. Mm-hmm. This is called double lugging or double tapping, mm-hmm. And that's not allowed today. It was very common back during the time when they installed these panel boxes during this time of construction. I still do find it today sometimes, but This is a fire hazard, so this is something you're going to want to have corrected.
So we take one out.
You move one to the next one.
Yeah, so these
pull the wire over here.
Yeah.
So they're not next to each
Well,
other.
probably what happened is they didn't pull, the wires were not long enough to begin with.
So they hooked them.
So they instead of going down here, you've got 3 vacant spots, or two or three. So they may have to add another bus bar here, something like that. That's something the electrician will do. This is wood rot at this back patio door, and there's wood rot on the outside of the door here. And later on, I've got some pictures of the inside of the door. This is the covered patio area. None of these, this doesn't appear to be lag bolted anywhere to the structure. Also, I don't see any truss hangers anywhere on this. No truss hangers anywhere. They're just nailed in place, which is less secure than truss hangers and lag bolting. It looks pretty stable. It's just they just missed that one little. You know what a truss hanger is? A piece of metal that kind of goes around like this. And,
yeah. Cosmetically, it probably wouldn't look good.
That's probably why they didn't do it. Yeah.
But what about the one that goes to the house?
That's the lag bolting here.
Yeah.
Now this is what could be going. Behind this wood right here.
Yeah.
There may be there may be another board.
Cosmetics again.
Could be. This could be covered. They could have counter some of those screws and laid this board over top of it. And
it would
then
seem that they'd have to have that. But
we don't know. But it looks like a really good construction. I'd be surprised they're not there. But since I can't see them, I might have to say that.
Okay, then why is there water at the back door? Just
that's from before. Before,
yeah. All right. Well, just don't stand on it, huh?
Right. This is a wood deck. Again, it's touching the structure.
Yeah. So
it'll say in the report I couldn't inspect behind here.
Yeah.
And it'll say if it's a termite,
it's not good.
It's not to be touching the structure. If it's a VA loan, they'll have you
think
either.
It's bolted there? Or do you think you can move it?
No, it's not bolted there.
Okay.
No, you can just run a saw along there and just cut up a little bit of it.
Okay.
So again, if it's a VA or FHA, then they won't allow that to be touching. This is some wood rot at this window right here in front of us here. You see the wood rot there, little starting to dry rot there, and on the other, this is actually pretty badly rotten. So
that's the same window.
Yep, the same window both sides here. So
that's the
probably a couple
east, isn't it?
That is east. Yep. So probably here looks like a couple trim boards, and then here, oops, these also trim boards. So
it needs
trim.
We need new boards.
It looks like like probably 4 places that need new boards. This is just a Band-Aid fix. This is a loose board at that.
Looking down.
Yeah, that's looking down that board. That board's loose, so that needs to be screwed back in place. This is just a location of the gas meter. I'm required to tell you that where it's located, and so it's located by the back drive here. This is, I think that's just a, oh, I know what this is. This is one of your cleanouts, so you should have a double cleanout. I don't see a second one here. It's likely buried underneath all this mulch. It's probably the front of the house, yeah. So we just need to ask the homeowner. The inspector said he only saw one cleanout. Where is the second cleanout? We want to verify there is a second cleanout.
Okay.
That's just where it's located. This is your microwave. And this is me showing that it does work. This is your cooktop, showing that it does work. This is your oven, set to 350 and heated to 350. This is underneath your sink. I did run the disposal. I filled both the sinks up and ran the disposal at the same time as I pulled the plunges or the stops. If it looked for leaks, I did not see any leaks show up. However, the sink did seem on the disposal side to drain a little bit slow. This is the disposal side right here, so it probably needs to get a service of that. This is your dishwasher. When I first took a reading at it, it was only at 67 degrees. I realized at that point that I hadn't turned it on completely. It should reach 120. I've got another reading here later at 90. So
120.
120 is the minimum. That's what you should get. 120 is when it starts killing germs and starts sanitizing, and then no higher than 150. So I've got I'm gonna take another reading before I leave. It was going up as about a half an hour ago. This light does not work in the back patio. Probably a burnt out bulb. This is wood rot at the interior jamb or interior casing on both sides. Yep. This is very soft. You do have this storm door here now, so it shouldn't get any more advanced. But this, if something fails with this door and you start getting moisture in here, it's going. These are the wood floors are right here.
Do you think this was done before they put the storm door on?
Yeah, I think they figured.
Roof, right?
Yeah, I think they figured since they were putting up this patio area that was going to make this a covered area and the storm door that this didn't need to be fixed. So both inside and outside of that back door are rotten. It did not appear to be at the floors though. It didn't get into the wood flooring yet. This fan I could not get to come on. But there is a thing here with a little sign that says no. So I didn't touch it. It said no. So we need to find out, is there a trick to getting that fan to work? Is that going to get it to work? This is your fireplace, and just showing that it does work.
Is it only? Could you ever put wood in there?
If there's a manufacturer's label in there, you could notify the manufacturer. If it's a wood fireplace, it can burn both wood and gas logs. But if it's a gas fireplace, it can only burn gas logs. And the only way identifying that is that manufacturer's label. I did not see one
inside the box.
Yep, I didn't see one in there. So I would not put wood in there unless he has information stating that it's okay to put wood in there. It may only be designed for gas logs. Well, this house is pretty old. The gas logs weren't real popular, 25, 30 years ago. So it may be wood safe, but I don't know if I'd take that chance. This is one door that's a little bit out of square. This is the pantry door. Yep. Yeah. This door's a little out of square.
Mm-hmm. Do you think it's the brace at the top for the shelf?
What's that?
Do you think it's the brace shelf?
Well, I was going to say that next. Possibly this little thing they have hanging here.
Yeah.
Possibly that's caused the door to get out of square. These are your attic access stairs in the garage, and they're using screws to retain this. You can't use screws. The screws don't have the shear strength that a nail does, and they can snap. So you get somebody going up the stairs, a service guy that's 250, 300 pounds, and that whole thing can fall out of the ceiling. So then it needs 10 screws.
10 of them.
10 nails, or 10 nails or a 1/4-inch lag bolts. You put 2 here, 2 here, and then 3 along each side. And I'll put the diagram in the report. That's something you could do yourself. Very simple. This is in the attic. You've got a thermal barrier in there that looks like the homeowner may have installed it. This is for energy savings. Not the best energy not the best way to save energy. It probably will help a little bit. But some of the solar barriers come loose. You can see it loose here. It's kind of falling loose. You see how it's hanging there. This also stops me from being able to see the wood sheathing. This is your water heater, and they've got a thermal blanket covering that water heater. That's in the attic, yep. And so the thermal blanket, I can't remove it because I don't own it, so that's in a state I could not completely inspect the water heater. I did test the TPR valve. It looks like it's fairly new because there's a sediment trap on here, and that's a sediment trap. You can't see it. It's to collect dirt out of the gas line, and they generally weren't installing them until recently.
Where does it sit? Over what end of the house?
Over the, I think about the master bedroom probably. Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is your furnace, and I did test it. This is in the master bedroom. That vent in there, this vent here was only blowing 75 degrees. When I got into here, it was 94 degrees. Neither one of those readings are great for a furnace, a gas furnace. I had it sit on 90. Should really be blowing 105, 110, 150, 120, right around there. So it's not really blowing. It's not heating that well.
The furnace is not.
Yeah, it looks fairly new though.
Blocked or anything.
What's that?
The ducts aren't blocked.
Well, they'd have to all be blocked. I got a bunch of readings here, so and none of them were over. That's the dishwasher heating again. I'll show you. I've got more readings of it. But I took readings at a bunch of different places. It never. I think the highest I got was about 94, 95.
That's a furnace issue, right?
Yeah, it looks fairly new. It could be just an adjustment. This is loose.
HVAC, isn't it? It's on the list.
Yeah. So it's probably just an adjustment then. This is in the guest shower? Yeah, this is the guest shower, and this shower head inside the wall. The supply lines are very. You can kind of jiggle that in the wall. They've got a big caddy here hanging here. Probably not helping any.
Stress.
Yeah, extra stress on that over time. There are some of these switches are a little tricky. The reason I took this picture, I want to talk to you about this. He's got some kind of system here that controls the lights and stuff, and so some of these switches seem like they weren't working at one point. Then I got into work later, so you just need to talk to him about how all the switches work, just so you're not in the dark one day. And that's it. Any questions?
So there was nothing really.
Nothing really major. I would say just the panel box, get that fixed. The grounding rod. Yeah, replacing the grounding rod.
The HVAC.
HVAC, and the door. Probably if you want to put it in there, it is protected now.